Mimi nataka niwaulize nyote tafadhali. Sisi kama Wakenya, wale vijana ambao wote wanataka kwenda maandamano, tufanye maandamano ya amani. And there is a change of trend. Let it not be repeated in the history. Tafadhali, for the leaders, and I'm happy somebody spoke about another leader who is inciting a community. Baba never incited one community against another. We want to request all leaders, let us be responsive kwa kila kitu ambacho tunafanya. Nataka nimalize kusema, nothing is easy as it looks. Everything takes long. And if anything can go wrong, it will at the worst possible moment. Kwa hivyo sisi tuko na wajibu. Tuwajibike katika nchi yetu. Nataka niwaombe nyote that going forward, challenge Professor this morning that sisi kama wana ODM tunamuona kama one of our own, kwa sababu walikuwa katika mstari wa mbele. Unajua sisi tunatetea haki za kibinadamu na haki za Wakenya, na hatuchawacha. Hata kama CJ hapa amesema kwamba tuko serikali, hata serikali hii ikifanya makosa, tutaiambia mnafanya makosa. Tutaambiana sisi wenyewe kwamba haya ni makosa. Kwa hivyo, ndugu zetu pale nje, msiwe na wasiwasi. Mko na mawakili, advocates, ambao wanatetea haki ya kila Mkenya. Makosa ikifanyika, sisi tutasema ni makosa. Hata wakati tunakula, tunajua kwamba kama tulikuwa tunakula kijiko moja, mwingine ameweka vijiko mbili, tunaambia hapana, hapa ni kijiko moja moja tunakula. Hiyo ndio sisi, hivyo ndio tumefundishwa na baba ambaye amelala. I wish hii conversation ingefanyika wakati baba alikuwa hai. Lakini baba wacha lale salama. Mahali yupo, he must be happy. Kwamba few of the things the President William Ruto, unajua tunasema mgala muue, lakini haki ya kufanya nini? Mpe. Ruto yawezekana akuwe na weaknesses yake, lakini amejaribu kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Tumekuwa na marais. Hata serikali iliondoka ya Mheshimiwa Uhuru, hiyo ndio maovu mengi yalifanyika. Sisi tumeyaona. Maovu ambayo yamefanyika katika serikali ni hii ya juzi ya protest, ambapo askari walienda mbali kidogo. Lakini yale tulipitia kutoka 2013 to 2021 ni magumu sana kama nchi. Vile vile even 2017. Kwa hivyo tunasema mgala muue, lakini haki yake umpe. Na tunaomba kwamba tusisifu mgema. Ukisifu mgema, tembo ulifanya nini? Ulitia maji. Kwa hivyo hatutaki tumsifu Ruto, kesho tupate kwamba tembo limeingia nini? Maji. Hapana. Yeye awajibike kisheria, kwa sababu yeye ni rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya kila mtu. Na wale ambao wameamua kuingia upinzani kwa sababu sisi tunataka kutengeneza serikali, tafadhali na nyinyi mwajibike. Tutatetea na sisi hata serikalini tutatetea haki zenu. Kwa hayo mengi, let me allow the media, kama mko na swali ama clarification ambacho mnataka kutoka kwa panel, wataelezea. Mkituuliza swali tutajibu. Yes, ndugu.
Yeah, you will say your name and the media house will represent. One question per person, please. Let's start here, and then we go to the back.
Good afternoon, Governor, party leader, and the chair of the panel of experts. My name is Gatete Njoroge from Citizen TV. Received that call. That is one. And also on the category, we saw the press statement you sent yesterday. We have the cases of enforced disappearances, abductions, and they were not caught in the category for those who will receive the compensation. Those two questions for me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the question. Let me just say that we have a deliberate process of receiving claims and processing them. The onus of coming forward to lodge a claim is on the victim themselves. It is not on the panel. Our job is to call out individuals so that they can come forward. If this individual has a case and a claim to make, we welcome him or her to come forward and make a claim so that we can process that claim. I want to say that once a claim is lodged, it goes through a process of verification and authentication. Once we authenticate a claim and we verify it and we determine that the claimant is legitimate, we then ask the claimant to give us consent to pay them and then to provide us with bank details for that purpose, and then we make the payment. So that is the process. I would encourage the claimant to follow that process. The second question is about some of the categories that were there. I just want to say that this is the beginning of a process. It is not exhaustive. We hope to learn from it, and then we hope to go back and excavate other events that have taken place and address them. So this is just the beginning. It is not an exhaustive list of what we are doing. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Party Leader. Reading all protocols observed. My name is Iku Amboshi, news anchor from Inoro TV. And according to the press statement we received yesterday from Uyano panel, mine goes on figures. According to the 6 categories, do we expect to see the changes when it comes to figures? Maybe fatality, the weight is 3 million, severe injury, 1 million. Going forward, do you expect to see changes when it comes to figures? Thank you.
Prof, let's question.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Good evening. I'm Eric Owenga from Ramogi TV. My question, I have 2 questions. One is about maybe which analogy or framework that was used in deciding, for example, if someone was shot at the leg or the hands, how much he will be paid, or if he was killed, how much he will be paid. Which framework did you use as a panel to decide? Secondly, did you also focus on accountability and justice? Are we looking at a scenario whereby maybe the perpetrators will be arrested? The last one, maybe how many people have so far been paid or awarded in the first batch of yesterday? Thank you.
Thank you. Let me just, respond to this. I think on the first question, whether the figures will change, I think the question is not very clear, but assuming that you're talking about the figures of claimants or verified claimants, yes, that will change, of course, because we continue to receive new claims and to process them. If you are talking about the figures in terms of quantums of what will be paid, what we have given you are minimums, not maximums. So, for example, for an injury, for which I think the minimum is a serious injury, which is 1 million, there could be aggravating circumstances to the injury, and which may allow the panel to review that particular quantum. For the question about the standards that we used to determine eligibility and to determine quantums and so on, we've done an exhaustive review of historical claims across jurisdictions, including not just in Africa, in Asia, and elsewhere, to make those determinations. We have also applied international human rights standards consistent, obviously, with the size of our economy and the size of our GDP, to make sure that what we provide is sustainable. For example, let me just give you an example. We would not expect to pay a claim or to fix a quantum at an amount that our economy cannot bear. Because, as we've said before, this is not really valuing a human life or valuing an injury. This is simply an ex gratia, payment to say to the victim that we are sorry, but also to try to give an economic meaning to their lives, especially where there was serious disruption. On the question of categorization, I think in terms of determining whether an injury is serious or severe, we are working with a team of doctors, very experienced doctors, who are able to advise us on how those harms are categorized. I think of importance, obviously, is the effect of the injury on the ability of the claimant to function in society and to be able to earn a living. If, for example, you lost a limb, or perhaps you were shot in a place that is a vital organ, and your life has been dramatically changed, then I think that would be considered to be a very severe injury. So those are some of the standards that we have employed. If you want, we can give you a deeper analysis of all of that, but we are confident that we have followed proper international standards.
Another person?
Thank you very much. My name is Mwalusa Meshak from TV47. I have a couple of questions to the panelists. Maybe to your critics who are terming this exercise as PR, what's your response to them? Then I don't know if tomorrow you're aware that some Kenyans are planning to commemorate the 2024 Gen Z. So what if tomorrow's demonstration will result into more injuries and death? Are you going to incorporate them to this report, or what's your plan? Then in a report, you have said that you're going to publish those people who will benefit from this exercise. How safe are they when you publish them? Are they secure, maybe? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me just respond to that. I think the first question was on, I forget now. The first question. Yeah. Obvious. That's why I forgot. I think we live in the age of cynicism, clearly, and also we live. A democracy is an interesting place to be, where everything goes, and we live in a free society, so people are free to say anything they want to say, whether it is true or not. The right of speech is very expansive, and as I've said before, myself, I'm a free speech absolutist. So I don't want to censor anyone from saying what they have to say. They can say what they want to say, but what is important is to look at historical experiences about transitional justice. And what I can assure you is that what we have done here meets and exceeds many of the international examples of transitional justice and compensation that have been done by a lot of countries in the world. You can look at South Africa, you can look at Nigeria, you can look at Nepal, you can look at any number of countries out there. What we have done is really remarkable. And I don't say that as a chair of the panel, I say that based on the facts that have guided us. And I also want to say that I do not think that a victim or a loved one would think that what we are doing is a PR exercise. We have been in touch with the victims. We have talked to them. Their pain is palpable and deep. And I think it is really an insult to their intelligence and to their loss to characterize what is happening as a PR exercise. I want you to go and speak to them. You are in the media yourself. Go speak to them and ask them what they think. It is not up to me to respond on their behalf. Of course, I'm aware that tomorrow is a date that was a sad day for us as a country. And I'm aware that it is a date that many people want to commemorate. It is, of course, their right to do so. The Constitution did not end because, these events happened. If people want to go out and demonstrate, by all means, they should do so and do so peacefully. Because remembrance is one of the limbs of transitional justice. You must remember what happened so that you don't repeat it. So by all means, if people want to do that, they should do so. I think we believe that they should do so peacefully, without any destruction of property, or loss of life. You ask me to guarantee future events, which have not happened. I don't think I'm a prophet. I cannot do that. We'll see what happens.
Fairly good, I think. Which one was that question? Safety of the victims. And
Oh yeah, yes, no, that's quite okay. We are talking to the victims about whether their name should be made public or not. Where a victim objects to their names being public, they will not be made public.
Prof, just one last question, and we wrap it. Please, one.
Okay, to our party leader, a deputy party leader, and all. I have one question. How will families prove they are victims, especially those whose loved ones did not die in hospital but at home? What document will you accept, and what are the criteria and the documents that are there?
Yeah, thank you very much. We have a rigorous process of determining eligibility and authenticating claims. In most cases, of course, if it's a death, there are postmortem reports, there are death certificates and so on. If it's an injury, there are reports from police stations, but also witness accounts. I want to say that our standard for accepting a claim is, quote, reasonable basis to believe. Reasonable basis to believe that this particular harm occurred. People are not atomic. They live in a society, and it is not very difficult to establish if someone was harmed. There are structures of government, there are structures of society, there are even civil society groups. If you bring a claim to us and you are lacking in a piece of paper, but you have other ways of convincing us that in fact you are harmed by harnessing evidence, whether oral or witness evidence from other sources, and you convince the panel that there is a reasonable basis to believe, the People's Chief Justice will know what I'm talking about. It is not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. It is not even a balance of probabilities. It is lower than that. It's reasonable basis to believe. If you do that, you'll be compensated.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, DPL.
There is a question that which was asked here. I want to just point out, I've been in this city for some time. Been a councillor, member of parliament. At the time like tomorrow, there are those ones who would want to take advantage of the protests. Who would want, because life is difficult in Nairobi. Nairobi is Nairobi and other parts of the country. We want to urge our youth, kindly, don't take any advantage of the incident of either tomorrow or another day. Because at that juncture, again, when there is loss, destruction of properties or life threatened, the police definitely they have to intervene. And in the commotion, we'll definitely lose life. Therefore, we'll urge our people out there, especially the organizers of the tomorrow event, they must have what we call protest marches. We have done it as a party, and we have succeeded. Therefore, anybody who has arranged for the event of tomorrow, please do that, so that to protect life and property, as it were. Otherwise, if you realize that yes, this will cause injuries, death, please avoid. Life is important than anything else. Otherwise, with those many remarks, allow me tutasimama tukaribishe Mr. Power, the party leader, atuongeleshe.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, asanteni sana, tukae. Asante. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I want to take this opportunity once again to welcome all of you to this house, which is called Powerhouse. Welcome to Powerhouse. And though this occasion has taken a little longer than we expected, but it is a very solemn occasion, and it is a very important occasion. And I think the time we have taken here is not wasted. It is time well spent. And I want to appreciate the committee which did this work, even though the courts tried to delegitimize them a little, but they continued with the work because this was a work which the professor believed in and the committee believed in, and they have helped. Though they have not violated any law, they have followed the law strictly, and they have worked closely with the Human Rights Commission. I never heard any of you asking about the Human Rights Commission, but they were the ones which gave the cover for the work which this committee was doing. And I think it is important also to acknowledge them. I also want to say that even though the professor corrected me, he said this process did not start with this compensation. It is true, this work did not start with this compensation. I have been in this country long enough to know the struggles our people have gone through. The struggle started long before independence of this country. There are our people who struggled to bring freedom to our country. They wanted this country to be a free country led by our own people. And when they were struggling, they knew that one time our people will lead, but we were going to lead a democratic society. But immediately after we became independent, now we are African against African, Kenyans against Kenyans, when we removed the British from our country and we became an independent country. There were things which happened, like the Kisumu massacre of 1969, the Wagala massacre, the Lari massacre, the Hola massacre. All these are things which happened when Kenyans lost lives in the struggle for freedom. And I want to thank the President of Kenya for taking the responsibility and saying pole to all Kenyans who have suffered injustice since independence up to today. He is taking the burden on himself to say pole. Now, because Kenyans, a lot of Kenyans have died. Those who did not live during the time of detention without trial might not know how many Kenyans died. Just in the dungeons of Nyayo House here, there was a hell there, where you sat there, you drank your own urine, you call it what? Defecated there, and you urinated there, and you drank your own urine, and people died under Nyayo House here. These were people who committed no criminal offense. They were fighting for independence, for freedom of our country. Some of them were detained without trial. Can you imagine you being taken to jail and thrown into dungeons there? You don't see light, and you don't even know when you will be released, because you don't know why you are detained. The only charge which is there is that for a long time, or over a long period of time, you have conspired with forces within and outside Kenya to overthrow the legally constituted government of Kenya. And you don't know how you are overthrowing the government of Kenya by simply saying that this is unjust. And you were there for years. A day turned into a month turned into a year, and a year turned into years. And you didn't know when you will come out of those dungeons of prisons. And therefore, Kenyans have gone through the struggle. We bore our own brand. We took over, and we bore our own brand. The Chief Justice of the people has told you his part. He played a big part, and many, many Kenyans who are still alive played their part. One time I was in Eldoret, and we were opening an office, just opening an office in Eldoret. And when we started to talk, the late Moses Keino, who used to be a speaker of the National Assembly, stood up to speak. And then as he was giving the microphone to our leader, party leader Raila Odinga, to speak, the police appeared from nowhere and started beating us up. And we were just opening an office, a party office. You don't know what offense you were making by opening a party office. We were beaten. In fact, my bodyguards left me. They ran to protect Raila, and I was left alone. I was pushed down. People were trampling on me. I thought I was going to die. And a policeman who came, I thought he was going to help me to stand up and help me to run away from the crowd. Instead, he used a big rungu on my arm. I was trying to protect my hand, and my hand was broken. And somebody was saying that Uburu has never eaten tear gas. That day when the one I think the deputy party leader was quoting, when we went for IBC, and we were there just seated down, and the police started throwing tear gas at us. I was with Kalonzo Musyoka. He lost his car. He didn't know where to go. And then he came into my car, and the tear gas was thrown into my car. So we were being choked with him going towards the, UKC, up there. His car caught us up there, and he jumped into his car. And that tear gas is, when you eat it, it is like your chest is bursting. And that happened to us several times. I cannot quote how many times we have eaten tear gas, including one time in Orengo's own constituency in Ugenya. Raila was trying to speak, and the policeman just came and said, the permit you were given has expired. It has been cancelled. The permit you were given to talk here has been cancelled. So when Raila tried to speak, tear gas, boom, 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 boom. I went into a security car, which took me outside to some place called Savannah. And I was choking in tear gas over the security. My car was lost. I could not find my car in that confusion. I can tell you, people have suffered. People were injured. People died. People died while we were singing. And those ones, some people are asking us, why 2017? Why not earlier? Those ones earlier, if we start going back, maybe somewhere, some other regime, or maybe this one, might be able to just think of saying thank you to them, because you cannot compensate life. It is just a matter of saying, recognizing that these people played a big role in the liberation of our country against oppression. But you cannot compensate a life. That is why today is important to us. As ODM, we have borne the brunt of the struggle for justice for our country. And we are not about to abandon that struggle. That is why our late leader, Raila Odinga, talked to the president. And one of the most important agenda, Fatuma told you, that's the work Raila gave them to pursue the 10-point agenda implementation. And this is one of the most important agenda in the 10-point agenda. Actually, Raila initiated, he told Ruto that we must start by saying thank you, giving something. Whether it is not a compensation, but it is saying thank you to these people. And before he died, this process was started, and thank you, Professor Makau, for the vigor in which you took this matter. And we hope that our people who lost their lives and who were raped, who were sexually assaulted, people who were injured, were hospitalized, some of them are still living with those injuries from 2017 up to today, come up and this process is continuous. When this one ends, we are still going to struggle and still ask for more, but let us conclude what we have. You should not prevent somebody who suffered, and you are telling them, this is useless, don't come up, don't even receive it, it is useless. It is not useless. It is saying thank you to them. You did not suffer, your child did not suffer. You are keeping them in the house. So why do you prevent those who suffered for this country to come out and receive whatever token they are being given now? Let us not prevent those who suffered. Let us take the token, and then we demand more. When a government has recognized that there were some wrongs done to Kenyans, and they have agreed to budget for it, and they have agreed to pay it to compensate, I mean to pay it out. It is like some little token. There is a cow which has started giving some milk to the people who are hungry. Now, that milk, instead of saying let us milk a little more, you want to use a jaridi saying, why are you not producing more? This is very little. Huh? And yet we have had regimes and regimes who have never even, they always think of doing something about it, but they are not bold enough to even start. This one is bold enough to start. And it is not easy. It is not an easy thing to be bold to start. So let us continue with this. Let us not make it political. Let us use it to thank our people who have continued with the struggle, and a luta continua. Let us use